The conflict in Iran is now entering its second month. And as David Martin reports, the war is at a crossroads.
While the U.S. and Israel continue to launch hundreds of strikes each day against military targets, President Trump has given Iran until a week from Monday to make a deal or else face crippling attacks on its oil and electrical facilities.
They now have a chance to make a deal. They are begging to make a deal. We'll see if we can make the right deal.
That deadline, if it stands, could prove a turning point in the war.
We are absolutely at a crossroad. The president would have to decide whether he wants a deal or he would have to escalate.
Ali Vaez of the International Crisis Group does not think either side is ready to make concessions.
Neither Iran nor the United States are still at a point that they believe a deal is necessary. They both believe that they could potentially win this war.
The American strategy is to grind down Iran's military until it no longer poses a threat. Iran is betting rising oil prices and falling stock markets will make the U.S. blink.
There's no doubt that the regime would like to outlast the politics of the West and the economics of the global economy. It's a bet whether or not they can do that.
Retired Vice Admiral John Miller, who used to command the American fleet in the Persian Gulf, says one way to call Iran's bet is to seize Karg Island.
It's an oil terminal, first and foremost, and it is about 90% of what Iran exports.
What would be the point of taking it?
The point would be to starve the regime of the cash that they get from selling oil. There's about 60 or 70% of the income source for the Iranian regime. Without that funding stream, they cannot remain in power.
2,500 Marines are aboard ships outside the Persian Gulf, and elements of the 82nd Airborne are being flown in. Would you expect the Americans to take casualties if they tried to take the island?
The Marines are ideally suited for this kind of work. That doesn't mean that they won't take casualties when they do it.
Putting boots on the ground would mark a dramatic and risky escalation of the war. Making a deal would require giving Iran some of what it wants. If we're at a crossroads now, how does this end?
This is probably going to end in a very ugly place. What will be left behind is a hardline, wounded, more radical regime still in possession of a pathway to nuclear weapons, still able to reconstitute its missile program and pose a threat to U.S. and its interests and allies in the region. This is a war that I don't think provides with any kind of clean exit for the United States.